Imagine this for a moment. It is an ordinary Tuesday morning. You make your coffee. You settle into your chair and open your banking app the same way you always do at the start of the month. Your Social Security payment is there, but something feels wrong immediately. The deposit is only half of what you were expecting. Exactly half. No alert, no advance notice, no explanation attached. You call your bank first. They tell you the transfer came directly from the Social Security Administration. Then you contact SSA. After sitting on hold for over an hour, a representative finally explains that SSA says you were overpaid years ago, and they are now withholding half of your monthly benefit until every dollar is repaid. You never caused the mistake. You did not even know it existed. But according to SSA, you owe the money, and they have already started taking it back. Now here is the frightening part. This is not some isolated situation. Around 2 million Americans deal with this every year. And throughout 2025, SSA changed this repayment policy 3 different times. First, they withheld 100% of benefits, then 10%, then back to 100% again, and now the current rate is 50%. Most retirees have absolutely no idea what the current rule actually is, and almost nobody knows there is a specific government form that can stop the collection process before it even starts. I am June, and I serve as a senior policy analyst. Every week, I examine retirement regulations, government policy changes, and financial dangers that affect your Social Security income. And honestly, this may be one of the most important videos I have ever made, because right now, thousands of older Americans are opening letters from the Social Security Administration demanding repayment of thousands of dollars. Some of those notices give only 30 days to respond. And seniors who fail to act automatically lose half of their monthly check every month until SSA collects the full balance. But this is what I need you to understand today. You have rights. You are protected by law. And there are official government forms available directly through ssa.gov that can completely stop the collection process while your case is reviewed. Some of these forms do not even have a filing deadline. In this video, I am going to walk you through everything step by step, but stay with me until the end, because there is one huge mistake retirees make after getting this letter, and that single mistake can cost them everything. Let me tell you about a woman named Dorothy. Dorothy is 72 years old and lives in North Carolina. She spent decades working in a public school cafeteria. She retired when she turned 66. She filed for Social Security properly. She followed every instruction exactly the way she was supposed to. Every month, her benefit payment arrived. She covered her bills. She paid her Medicare premium. Her lifestyle was modest but stable. Then, in early 2026, she opened her mailbox and found a letter from the Social Security Administration. The letter stated that SSA had overpaid her benefits. It claimed she owed $9,400. It demanded repayment within 30 days. Dorothy panicked. She did not have $9,400 sitting around. She called her daughter. Her daughter told her to wait and see what happened. So Dorothy did nothing. She waited. Then the following month arrived, and half of her Social Security payment disappeared. $760 simply gone. Dorothy suddenly could not afford her rent. She struggled to buy her medication. She missed her Medicare premium payment. And once her Medicare premium was missed, she received another notice warning that her coverage could be terminated. Here is what nobody ever explained to Dorothy. She had 60 days from the date of that first letter to submit a single document, one form called SSA 561. That form would have informed SSA, "I disagree with this determination. Stop the collection process and review my case." And legally, SSA would have been forced to freeze the collection immediately while they investigated. Dorothy's overpayment was actually caused by an SSA calculation mistake. Not something she personally did wrong, it was SSA's own error. And if she had filed that form on time, she likely would have had a strong argument for a full waiver. She may not have owed a single dollar back at all. But Dorothy never knew the form existed. Nobody informed her, and now she is struggling to recover from the damage. I do not want that happening to you. So let me explain clearly what is happening and what protections you have. First, what exactly is considered an overpayment? An overpayment happens when SSA sends you more benefits than you were legally supposed to receive. There are many reasons this can happen. Your earnings may have changed, your living arrangements may have changed, or, and this is the reason that surprises most people, SSA itself may have made a mistake in its calculations. Between fiscal years 2015 and 2022, the Social Security Administration issued almost $72 billion in overpayments. That number is real, $72 billion. A July 2024 report from SSA's own Inspector General confirmed that most improper payments were overpayments, and many of those mistakes were caused by the agency itself. Not by you, not by the recipient, by SSA. Now here is the part creating massive confusion among retirees today. The repayment policy has changed 3 different times in only the last 14 months. Before 2024, SSA would withhold 100% of your benefit check. Every penny disappeared until the debt was repaid. Then, in 2024, the Biden administration stepped in and reduced the withholding amount to 10% because too many seniors were losing housing and basic necessities. Then, on March 27, 2025, SSA changed the rule again and returned to 100% withholding for new overpayment cases. Then, on April 25, 2025, the agency revised the policy one more time. The current rule today is 50% withholding, meaning half of your monthly Social Security benefit can be taken until the overpayment is recovered completely. Let me explain exactly what that means. If you received your overpayment notice after April 25, 2025, the 50% withholding rule applies to you. If your notice was dated before March 27, 2025, then your withholding remains capped at 10%. The date printed on your notice is extremely important. Keep that letter safe. Now let us talk about the notice itself. When SSA believes you were overpaid, they mail you an official letter. That notice demands repayment. It gives you 30 days to respond. And here's something very important you need to know. SSA assumes you received the letter 5 days after the printed date. That means your clock starts almost immediately. If you do nothing within 60 days after that assumed delivery date, SSA begins withholding your benefits automatically without sending another warning. So what should you do when that letter arrives? This is where many seniors make the most expensive mistake possible. They either panic and try to send money they cannot afford, or they freeze and avoid dealing with it because they feel overwhelmed. Both reactions end badly. The correct response is to submit one form and sometimes 2 forms. Let me explain them carefully. The first form is SSA-632-BK. Its official title is Request for Waiver of Overpayment Recovery. You can find it directly at ssa.gov/forms/ssa-632.html. This form tells SSA, I am not ignoring this issue, but this overpayment was not my fault, and paying it back would prevent me from affording basic living expenses like food, housing, and health care. If SSA approves the waiver, you do not have to repay the money at all. The balance is erased completely. Now here is the most important part. The instant you submit this form, SSA must stop collection activity while your waiver request is being reviewed. They cannot continue taking money from your check during that process. And here is something most people never hear. There is absolutely no deadline for filing this form. None. You can submit it immediately. You can submit it months later. You can even file it a year afterward. Your right to request a waiver never expires. But naturally, the sooner you file it, the sooner the withholding stops. The second form is SSA-561-U2. Its full title is Request for Reconsideration. You can locate it at ssa.gov/forms/ssa-561.html. This form serves a different purpose. You use it when you believe SSA is wrong entirely, when you believe you were never overpaid, or when you think the amount they claim you owe is incorrect. This form basically tells SSA, please review this decision again because I disagree with it. Filing this form also pauses collection while the case is reviewed, but this form has a strict deadline attached to it. You have exactly 60 days from the date you receive the overpayment notice to file it. If you miss that 60-day deadline, you permanently lose your ability to dispute the overpayment amount itself. Here is the strongest strategy available. You can file both forms together. submit SSA 561 to challenge the overpayment decision, and submit SSA 632 to request forgiveness if the overpayment is confirmed. One form says, "This determination is wrong." The other says, "Even if it is correct, I cannot afford repayment and it was not my fault." Filing both gives you the strongest protection possible, and both forms stop collection while SSA reviews them. There is also a third form called SSA 634. This form is used by retirees who accept the debt but cannot survive with 50% withholding. SSA 634 is titled Request for Change in Overpayment Recovery Rate. SSA allows repayment plans that can go as low as $10 per month. If losing half of your benefit would prevent you from paying rent or buying groceries, this form allows you to request a lower repayment amount. Now I need to warn you about another hidden danger. Most retirees have their Medicare Part B premium deducted automatically from their Social Security payment every month. The current standard Part B premium is $22.90 monthly. But if SSA starts withholding half of your check, there may not be enough left to cover that premium. If your Medicare premium is not paid, your Medicare coverage may be at risk. So if you receive an overpayment notice, you also need to protect your Medicare coverage immediately. Contact Medicare at 1-800-633-34227 and make sure your Part B premium remains protected while your case is under review. Do not wait until you discover your coverage has lapsed. Now let me give you 3 direct steps to take immediately after finishing this video. Step 1. Read the notice carefully, find the date, and start counting. If you receive an overpayment notice from SSA, the first thing you should do is locate the date printed on the letter. SSA assumes you received it 5 days later. That is when your 60-day reconsideration window begins. Write that date down somewhere safe. Count forward 60 days. That is your SSA 561 filing deadline. Do not miss it. If you already received a notice and are unsure whether your deadline passed, call SSA immediately at 1-800-77-21213 Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. Tell them you received an overpayment notice and want to request reconsideration. And remember, even if your 60-day deadline already expired, you can still file SSA 632 because there is no deadline for a waiver request. Step 2. Submit Form SSA 632 immediately. Even if you are uncertain whether you qualify, go to ssa.gov/forms/ssa-632.html. Download the SSA-632-BK form or sign into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount and file it online. On the form, explain why the overpayment was not your fault and describe how repayment would create financial hardship. You will list your monthly expenses and income. You will show SSA that repaying this debt would interfere with your ability to pay for housing, food, clothing, or health care. The moment SSA receives this form, collection activity stops. Your benefit check is protected while the review takes place. If you do not feel comfortable filing online, call 1-800-77-21213 and SSA can help complete the form over the phone. And if the overpayment amount is $2,000 or less, SSA may even process your waiver request entirely by phone without requiring paperwork. Step 3. If you disagree with the amount, submit SSA 561 within 60 days. If you think SSA made a mistake, if the amount seems wrong, do not simply accept it. Visit ssa.gov/forms/ssa-561.html and download Form SSA-561-U2 or request it from your local SSA office. Clearly explain why you believe the overpayment decision is incorrect. Submit it before your 60-day deadline expires. And remember, you can file both SSA 561 and SSA 632 together. One disputes the decision, one asks for forgiveness. Both stop collection immediately. And even if SSA denies both forms, you still retain the right to request a hearing before an administrative law judge. Your rights do not disappear after one denial. Before ending this video, I need to say something important. Right now, there are seniors sitting at their kitchen tables with SSA letters in front of them, feeling scared, confused, and unsure about what to do next. Some of them will see this information in time, others will not. And the people who never receive this information may lose months of benefits they should never have lost in the first place. That is why I want to ask you for one favor. If you know someone receiving Social Security, maybe a parent, neighbor, friend, or recently retired coworker, please send this video to them. It takes only a few seconds, but it could save them thousands of dollars. I also want to make sure you never miss updates like this because the truth is, YouTube notifications are unreliable. Sometimes critical information never reaches the people who need it most. And as you saw today, Social Security policies can change overnight. That is why I encourage you to join our official Global Senior Alerts WhatsApp channel. The link is located in the description below. It is completely free. Once you join, you will receive real-time updates about Social Security changes, overpayment rules, Medicare updates, pension laws, banking policies, insurance changes, and travel regulations that directly affect retirees. You will also receive access to our free Senior Benefits Protection Guide. This guide explains every form discussed today, including SSA 632, SSA 561, and SSA 634, using simple plain English instructions. Click the link in the description before leaving this video, because the next policy change or the next letter may arrive sooner than you expect, and I want you prepared before it does. Let me leave you with one final thought. Dorothy never knew those forms existed, but now you do. You know you have 60 days to challenge an overpayment decision. You know Form SSA 632 can stop collection and potentially erase the debt completely. You know Form SSA 561 allows you to tell SSA you made a mistake. And you know repayment arrangements can be lowered to as little as $10 per month. Information creates protection, and today you are protected. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with someone who needs it, and I will see you in the next one.